Hello friends and welcome. In today's video, we'll be looking at designing this burger spot app. We have a page containing a list of burger types, and when we click on an item, we go to the details page. If this is your first time here on this channel, we have a mission to make your mobile app development journey easier and faster. If that interests you, consider subscribing now so that you will not miss other interesting videos like this. Okay, without wasting time, let's get started. So I have Visual Studio 2019 open here, and what I've done is to create a new project called Burger Spot. I have decided to import my fonts. I want to use embedded fonts. If you want to see how to use an embedded font, check the card above for a video where I explain how to use embedded fonts. Then what I've also done is to bring our resources into into the different projects right here. And also the last thing is that you want to make sure that you have a Xamarin Form plugin installed up to date. So make sure that you have Xamarin Forms 4.5.0.657. That's the latest as at the time of recording this video. Alright, so let's start the design of our page. Okay, so in this design, we're going to be making use of the MVVM approach, model view model architecture, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of this main page. I'm not going to be using it. Okay, so let's create a folder here and call it views. That's where all our views will be. Now we have another folder for our model. Then we have the last folder for our view model. Okay. So we have two pages that we need in this design. The first one is the landing page, which is this burger list page. So we'll call it landing page. And the second one is the details page. Okay, so after this, now we want to go to the app.xamarin.cs. We want to change this to a new navigation page. It's a new navigation page and a new landing page. So we have to resolve this namespace is views burger views. Okay, so when we are navigating, the first page is going to be our landing page. Okay, now since we're using a navigation page, I want to set the has navigation bar property to false so that we won't have the navigation bar on our pages. So I'm going to do the same thing for the details page. This is the landing page. Let's start to design this page right away. Looking at this page, we have two rows. So we have a row that contains the top part, and we have the second row that contains the collection view. So we're going to have a grid as a parent layout. The first row is auto, the second row takes the rest of the space. Okay, so here we're going to have in this grid we're going to have two stack layouts. One will contain images, and the other one will contain the title, the logo of this app. The way we're going to do it is we have a grid at this part, we have a stack layout, we push the stack layout to the left to contain these icons, and we have another stack layout that will be in the center of this grid at the first row here. So let me show you what I'm saying. So we have a grid and we have two stack layout inside. This first stack layout is pushed to the start, that's the left, and this stack layout is at the center, so that we have this at the center to contain burger spots, and we have this at the left. The next thing is our collection view. So our collection view will be on the second row, and in our collection view we have set some properties. So once the horizontal, the vertical scroll visibility to be never, so it will not show because we don't want that bar to be showing. Then the selected items, we are binding it to selected burger. The selection change command, we are binding it to the selection command, and the item source is binding to burgers. All these will be in our view model. So the next thing that we have is to show the items layout of the collection view. We want to make it a grid item so that it will be in the form of a grid like this. I want it to the orientation to be vertical, so we want it to stack vertically, and also we want the spacing, horizontal spacing and vertical spacing between each of these items vertically and horizontally to be 20. Then we have a span of 2, that means we have a column of 2. Okay, so now the next thing is our data template. So we are going to put that in an items template. Looking at our data templates, we have a fairly simple data template. We have a grid with this height and width and padding of 10 because we want space to be all around the item. Then we have an image. The image is binding to the image property of the burger. The label, first label here, is binding to the name, that's the name, that is this label of the burger, in the burger of the burger, and the price is binding to the price item. So we are doing string formatting here. We want it to show the $sign with the price, because the price is just a float, so we are concatenating the $sign to it right here. And looking at this, we have two rows. One is taking our image, and the other one is taking these two labels. So these two labels are in the second row, but we are pushing them separately. So this push to the start, that's the beginning, and this push to the end, as you can see in our design. And we both push them vertically to the end so that they all come down to the end of the grid here. So that is our page design. So in order to get data to this page, we need to use a view model, because we already have all our views binding to certain properties here. We have a command, we have a selected item, we have a list of burgers, and inside this list of burgers we have items. We have burger that contains the image, the name, and the price. So what we're going to do is we'll create a class in our view model, we call it landing view model. That's the view model for our landing page. Okay, so we set this to public. All right. The next thing I want to do is, because I need a model for my burger, so I'll come to this model and create a class and call it burger. So as you can see, we are separating the model, the view, and the view model. That's the MVVM concept. So we have a model called burger, we have a view model called landing view model, and we have a view called landing page. Okay, so in this burger, we have the name, the price, the description, and the image. So that is all we have for this model. So in our view model, we have properties. For example, you can have a property called burger. So like we have a list of observable collection called burger. So when this property change, we want to, let's resolve this namespace. Okay, so if you bind this to the view now, we will have an item. So once we have data in this collection, we have an item on the view. But we want to make it such that when this property change, when this list, this collection change, we want to notify the view, our view here, that the item there has already changed. So because of that, we need the INotifyPropertyChanged and undo the property change event. And for that, you have to do that in all your view model. So if you have 10 view models in your application, you will have to implement the INotifyPropertyChanged in each of them. So to avoid that, what I want to do is to have what I call a base view model. So I call it base view model. And in this base view model, I'm going to inherit the INotifyPropertyChanged, and I will implement the INotifyPropertyChanged here. Okay, so let's resolve this namespace, system and component model. All right, and we can implement this. We can say implement interface. So we have this event handler. All right, so having done that, what we want to do is we want to create a method to undo this property change. So we have public void. So let's call it on property change. So I want to pass in the name of the property that changed. So let me do this and finish. And right inside, we are going to use this, check this event handler and see if it is not null. Property event change. If it is not null, then let's invoke it. Then who is this? We are going to pass this as a sender. That is the sending object. Then we're going to have a new property change event add and pass in the property name. That is the property name that we are passing to this method. So let's call it name. Okay. So now that we have this, so now that we have this, if this property change, so let's say burgers, let's say change. So we're going to pass burgers here, and it's going to inform the view that the burgers property has already changed. But there's something we have to do. Instead of having to explicitly type in the name of the property, we want to use an attribute called a column member name. So let's pass in a column member name here. Let's resolve the namespace, and let's set the default to empty. So with this now, we can just call this method without passing any parameter to it. Okay, now that we are done here, come back to view model and inherit our base view model, so that everything that we've implemented in the base view model will be inherited here. Okay, so in this view model, we need two properties. So if you look at it in our view, we have the burger, and the selected item is the selected burger. So we have it here. So what we're doing is we have a field, a private field, and that private field is what we are using to manipulate this property. And right here we're saying anytime this property is set, we should raise the property change. We are calling the property change method in our base view model right here. So as you can see, in this case, we are not passing in the name. So it's going to take the name of this property and pass it to the method. It's going to take the name of this property and pass it to the method. Okay, so to get some item on our page, now we need a collection of burgers. So let's have a method where we are returning a collection of burgers. So like we have in our view here, we have classic, double, shark, chicken, meat, BBQ with different information, and their images. All these images are already in our assets, and we have a description. Mind you, in real life application, this data will probably be coming from database, either on the application or from a remote server. But for the purpose of this video, we're going to just use this for demonstration purposes. Okay, so then what we now want to do is, when this in the constructor of this view model, so anytime this this view model is created, the object is created, we want to get our burgers. We want to get the list of burgers from this method and pass it to our burgers property. So we're going to have a constructor here, and all I'm going to put inside is burgers equals get burgers. So we're going to get these burgers and pass it to this. All right. So lastly on this view model is our command, that is the selection command. If you look at the collection view, we have the selection change command here. So let's have a command. We have a public I command. This is in the system on Windows or input. So I'm going to call it selection command. Okay, so let's have a lambda expression here. So passing a new command, and this command is in the Xamarin Forms namespace, and inside here we want to display our burger. So we want this to go to a new page, our details page. So I'm going to pass in an action, that's a method. So in our method, what we are doing in our method is to get the selected burger and pass it to the next page. Okay, so we have our view model set to the details view model. So then our details page set to new details page. So I'm going to bring this namespace right here and write in our view model folder. I'm going to create a new view model called details view model. I'm going to make it public. And right before leaving this place, I have to inherit the base view model. Okay, let's go back to our page here. So we have this right here. So in our view model, we're going to have, that's our details view model. We're going to have properties like such as selected model, selected burger, burgers and position. So let me do that for our details view model. So just like we have in our landing view model, on this details view model, we still need the collection of burgers. We need the selected burgers and need the current position of the carousel. Let me show you right here. So if you look at my left side here, we're going to be making use of a carousel here. So we need to set the position where it is based on what we are clicking from here. So if you are clicking here, so this is the third position, it should give us the third item. If we are in the last position, it should give us the last item. So that's what this position is going to do. And what we are doing there is we are checking if the current position is not the same as the selected burger, and we are going to return the index of the selected burger, that is from the list of burgers. Else she just return the position for us. And in the setter property, we are setting the position to the value, and also the selected burger, we are picking the position from this list of burger. Then we are raising this property change, and also we want to raise the property change for selected burger up here to notify the details view that the selected burger has changed. I'll come back to this, but let me finalize our landing view model here. So what we are doing is, this is the view model. These are the properties that we have passed: burgers and position. So before we navigate to the page, we are setting this property in this view model. So then we are creating a new instance of our page. We are setting the binding context to this view model. So we want this page to bind to this view model so that everything that is on this page can reflect in the view. Then we're doing our navigation. We are calling the main page the navigation page of this application, and we're using it to navigate to the details page. Alright, so that's what we did there. So coming to our details page, as I've explained, now having passed the data to this place, we have the burgers, we have the selected burger, and we have the position, all passed from this view model to this view model. And this view model is already set to the binding context of the details page. So right here, when the position change, it's going to raise this event. So look at here. The reason why we are passing the name right in this place is, first of all, we want to raise the property change for this position, so we are not passing the name. And at the same time, we want to raise the property change for this property, so we need to give it a name, and I use the name of. so that if we change this property later, we will see an error. So we have to also come and correct it here. But if we just use the name string, if you change the name of the property later and you forget to change the string value here, then the property change event will not raise. All right. So that is that. Then let's design our details page so that we have some items on our page too. Okay, so in our details view, this page is very simple. It's the first row here is similar to, so we're going to have a parent grid, of course, and we're setting the padding to 30. So if you're looking at this page, you see that it's similar to our design here, only that we have the logo at the side. So that is the only thing we're going to be manipulating. We'll shift that to the end. So this is the trick here. Now it's the same like as before, but we are putting the horizontal option to be end instead of center, and the vertical to start. Then the font size is changing. This is 25 and this is 12. Unlike this, that is at the center, and this is 50 and 25. So you can see that's the difference in this view here. Okay, so to cater for smaller screens, so we want to design this part here. So I want to put every other thing right here inside the scroll view, and the scroll view will now be in this second row. Okay, so scroll view in the second row. Okay, and this scroll view is going to have a grid. It has 3 rows. So the first thing is we have a grid that is in the first row, and we have a stack layout that will contain this price here and the text that is saying limited offer. So we have this, and looking at this, we have our selected burger in our view model. We're taking the price component out. We're doing a string formatting. That's what we are doing here. Okay, so the next is our carousel view. Our carousel is very simple, so I'm going to just show it right here. See, so we have a carousel. We have a carousel view in the second row. We're sending the item source to burgers. That's the list. That's the collection, observable collection of burgers. In our details land view model. So here is burgers right here. Okay, and we have the selected burger as the current item. Then in our items template, we have a data template that contains a label in a grid. It contains a grid, and that grid we have a label that is a chicken, in this view, and we have the image. That's the image of the burger. So that's how simple our carousel view is. And the font size of this is 105. And as a trick here, we have to move our image at a negative margin of 50 so that we can have this effect of this overlay on the title. That's the name on the name. Okay, so the next thing is these 2 arrows. These 2 arrows is also going to be in this parent grid, also in the second row. So I'm going to make use of image button for this. So I have image button, left of PNG, right PNG, set some margin. Now I'm using image button because we want to be able to handle the click event of this. So we're not going to use click, we're going to use command. So because we're making use of MVVM, so instead of click, we're making use of a command. So we have a command that is binding to change position command, and we have a command parameter called L, that is left. We have this image button too, that's the right image button, set to the same command, the same change position command. We have command parameter to R. So in our view model, we're going to be getting out these parameters to know which image button is clicking, is sending the command. So I will know if we are going left or we are going right. Okay, and before we move next, let me just quickly undo the command. So right after here, we want to have our command that says change position. So just like we have before, public I command. Let's resolve the namespace. Okay, so then we're going to create this method, and this method, like I said, we want to identify the direction. So the method will have a parameter called objects, a parameter of type objects, and that is the object that is coming from the command parameter. So this object is going to be passed from here, this parameter. So this is going to be our object now. So we know that is of type string, and in our method we are first of all casting it to string, and we are checking if it is L, that is left. First, check the position. If the position is 0, now if the position is 0, then we want to get the count of the collection, that's the list, and subtract 1. So let's say we have 6 items here. So this is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if the count is 6, so if the position is currently 0, if the position here is currently 0, we are getting our list which has 6 items, and we are removing 1 from it, which is position 5. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're saying if the position is 0, then move to 5. That's what we are doing on this line. If the position is 0, move to the last item. Move to the last item on the list. But if not, just subtract 1 from the current position and move to the left. The same thing for the right. If it is R, we are checking if the count is already at position 5, and we are setting it to 0. So now that we have that, let's finalize our view and see what we have. So the last thing that is left here is this information. So we have a stack layout that we put all this in the stack layout. We have a label, we have a box view, we have a label, and we have a button. So all these are simple. So I'm going to bring them right in. Let's see what we have. Just going to show you some of the things I did to create that view. Okay, so we have a label, and we're binding the label to the name of the selected burger, and we are doing string formatting here. We are saying anytime we want to show our selected burger name burger. So in this case, if you look at the right and in this design, we're going to have our chicken burger, because in the landing view model, let's say our name is going to be chicken at this place. So if it's selected, we're going to have our classic burger our double burger, our shark burger, our meat burger, our barbecue burger. So that is the trick here. The name is coming as chicken in this case, and we're going to concatenate it like this. Okay. So also we have a box view. We have height to be 2. We have the width to be 45. So we are setting the vertical to start and the horizontal to end. And the same thing, this horizontal is end, so we have it on the right hand side. We have to align it to the right hand side. So the same thing for our label here for description. Description is coming from our selected burger. Then we have a button. Before we run this program, I forgot, let's set the binding context of our landing page. I'm going to set it in XAML. You can set it in the code behind, but you can set it in XAML. Let's do content page. Let's do content page dot binding context. And in the binding context, let's do VM. The view model is landing view model. So you can give it a name so that if you want to reference it in code behind later, but I'm not going to give the name here because I don't need it in the code behind. So let me resolve this namespace, bring it from our view model. Okay, so with this now, we've already successfully set the binding context of the page. Let's run this project and see what we have. Alright, as you can see, we have a focus spot here. We scroll up, we have this, Okay, so if you notice that your item here is longer than the rest, currently there's a bug with CollectionView on Android. Usually if you have 2 or more columns and the last item now happens to be on the right hand side, the last item is usually longer, the height is usually longer than the rest. So the fix to that, the trick to that is to add a footer to your page, like something like this, an empty footer that will push it to a normal page. But the downside to this is that if you now happen to really need a footer in that page, it's going to mess things up for you. So, but if you're not going to make use of a footer like we have in this case, then this will do. If we click on an item, it will take us to the next page. So as you can see, we are here. We have a wiki, and we can scroll up because this screen size is small. Remember, we put this in a scroll view. Alright, thank you very much for watching this video. But before you go, I want you to watch these 2 other videos on the screen. And also, if you are yet to subscribe, consider subscribing, as we are determined to bring you more awesome content like this. Also, like this video, click the thumbs up button, and share the video with friends, with colleagues. Let other people also enjoy this content. Thank you very much, and I will see you next time.